Senate, please come to order. Today, our devotional exercises will be conducted by Reverend Ed Sunday Winters of Greensboro United Church of Christ. Welcome.
Greetings from Greensboro and the shores of Lake Caspian. Meister Eckhart was a medieval mystic who said that if the only prayer we ever pray is thank you, that will be enough. It's an easy prayer for me to pray as a minister living and working in Vermont, especially now that winter has decided to join us and make things seem a little more normal. But this place and the people who inhabit it are exceptional in many ways. Thank you is an easy prayer for me to pray standing in this room. The work that's been done in this room has gone a long way in making Vermont the special place that it is. Thank you is an easy prayer for me to pray when I visit my neighbors at the Green Mountain Monastery. They're in Greensboro, inspired and founded by Thomas Berry, a passionate father and historian and professor. He once wrote, "The great work now, as we move into the new millennium, is to carry out the transition from a period of human devastation of Earth to a period when humans would be present to the planet in a mutually beneficial manner." I get to live next door to people who wake up thinking thoughts like that every day and trying to figure out how to put them in action. The sisters at Green Mountain Monastery are special indeed. It's easy to say thank you for them. Pierre Teilhard de Chardin, a Jesuit priest and paleontologist, was an earlier thinker who influenced Berry's work. He wrote, "Someday, after mastering the wind, the waves, the tides, and gravity, we shall harness for God the energies of love. And then, for a second time in the history of the world, we will have discovered fire." Do you ever think about the work that you do in this room as harnessing the energies of love? What would that even look like? It may be silly to think about. You're serious politicians governing a vibrant and vital state. You have no time for it, maybe, to think in such fanciful ways. But I'll say this. It may seem odd to you to think about passing legislation and making laws. But on more than one occasion in the last year or so, I have thought about the work that you have done in this room as harnessing love, as discovering fire. And so I say to you what I pray to God. Thank you.
Are there any announcements? I'm going to slightly break protocol and make one announcement today. Some of you may have come in after esteemed guest who is in the room today, so I want to make sure our senators are aware that we are joined by our Governor Douglas in the balcony. Are there any other announcements potentially? Seeing none, we have a constitutional proposal for reference introduced by Senator Hardy and others. Please listen to the title of the proposal.
Proposal 1, proposed amendment to the Constitution of the State of Vermont.
Now you've heard the first reading of the proposal and it'll be referred to the Committee on Government Operations. We have a handful of Senate bills for introduction. S38, introduced by Senator McCormick and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
S38, An act relating to Act 25 Downtown Master Plan permits.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Natural Resources and Energy. We have S39 introduced by Senator Hardy and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
S39, an act relating to compensation and benefits for members of the Vermont General Assembly.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Government Operations. We have for introduction S40 introduced by Senator Clarkson and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
S40, an act relating to firearms procedures.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Judiciary. We have S41 introduced by Senator Rom Hinsdale and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
S41, an act relating to eliminating life without parole.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Judiciary. We have S42 introduced by Senator Rom Hinsdale and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
S42, an act relating to divestment of state pension funds of investments in the fossil fuel industry.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Government Operations. And we have S43 introduced by Senator Rom Hinsdale and others. Please listen to the first reading of the bill.
S43, an act relating to the Child and Parent Representation Working Group.
Now you've heard the first reading of the bill is referred to the Committee on Judiciary. That brings us to the orders of the day. We have a joint resolution to adopt. It's appearing on the notice on the calendar. One moment, please. Please listen to the reading of the resolution by title only.
JRS 10, joint resolution providing for the election of a sergeant at arms and 3 trustees of the University of Vermont and State Agricultural College.
Now you've heard the reading of the resolution. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. Nay. The ayes appear to have it. The ayes do have it, and you have adopted JRS 10. We now have up for adoption JRS 11. Please listen to the reading of the resolution by title only.
JRS 11, joint resolution establishing a procedure for the conduct of the election of the University of Vermont and State Agricultural College trustees by plurality vote by the General Assembly in 2023.
Now you've heard the reading of the resolution. The question is, shall the Senate adopt the resolution? Are you ready for that question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and you have adopted JRS 11. Senator from Chittenden Central.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would move at this time that we suspend our rules and message our actions on JRS 10 and JRS 11 to the House forthwith.
Now the senator from Chittenden Central has moved that the Senate suspend its rules in order to message your actions taken on JRS 10 and JRS 11 to the House forthwith. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and you have suspended your rules in order to message your actions on JRS 10 and 11 to the House forthwith. That completes the orders of the day. Senator from Chittenden Central.
Thank you, Mr. President. I would move pending announcements that we adjourn until 11:30 a.m. Friday, January 27th.
Now, the Senator from Chittenden Central has moved pending announcements that the Senate adjourn until Friday, January 27th at 11:30 a.m. Are there any announcements? Senator from Bennington.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Education will meet at 1:30.
Senator from Addison.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Government Operations will meet at 1:30.
Senator from Washington.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate Finance will meet at 1:30.
Senator from Essex.
Thank you, Mr. President. Senate institutions will meet at 1:30.
Senator from Addison.
Mr. President, Senate Natural Resources and Energy will meet tomorrow morning at 8:30 a.m.
Senator from Bennington.
Well, I just wanted to thank a young senator for cleaning off an old senator's car this morning. It's really appreciated.
Thank you, Senator from Grand Isle. Are there any further announcements? Seeing none, the senator from Chittenden Central has moved that the Senate now stand adjourned until 11:30 a.m. Friday, January 27th. Are you ready for the question? If so, all those in favor, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Those opposed indicate by saying nay. The ayes have it, and the Senate will stand in adjournment until 11:30 a.m. Friday, January 27th.